pretty good advice there. And we're getting ready here to start the second half with Arthur kicking to Oakwood.
And Oakwood has the ball, so
maybe some positives here to start out early for Oakwood. They're going to get the ball back and try to get on the scoreboard here first in the second half. Tyler Schuring backs up. He's ready to kick, and we are ready to start the second half here. And it's a good kick off to the far side. Fielded, tries to cut back up the middle. And there's a large pile, and he's down around the 38-yard line, it looks like, of Oakwood.
It's a little bit better than average field position they've gotten, although they did start a couple of drives in Arthur real estate.
He's met at the 38-yard line.
That's pretty good field position, though, nonetheless. So
and that is where the Comets will take over first.
So Oakwood will have decent field position here to start, and we will see if they switch things around or if they stick with their beat 'em up, smash mouth football here. And again, we start out in pistol formation with 3 backs in the backfield with Mr. Lee, man in motion. Fakes the handoff around the outside. Looks like Hiroshiki up the middle for 5 yards.
On the carry.
Interesting what they did there too. They little misdirection there, but they ended up with the north-south play there. So trying to do anything they can to throw the Knights defense off guard there.
And they've been running the same offense so far the entire game. They haven't really switched out of it. There's a pitch to the outside, and they're going to test Arthur's speed and make one miss. Fegan gets him, and then they push him out of bounds. So a yard or two off of the pitch to the outside. Not a bad play instead of just trying to run the sweep. We got a little more of an option when you have the QB come out. He can choose to run the ball or pitch to the outside. And they got a 3rd and 3 here, so very manageable. And they will go back to their 3 backs. And 1 wide receiver split out to the far side of the field. And then it looks like the handoff is up the middle. And he is going to be close to the first down.
Very close. Yep, first down.
They're going to give it to him. So a 3-yard run there by, I think, number 24. No, I'm mistaken, 22. Zach Hiroshiki again.
I'll tell you, the lineman gave him some nice room there. I'll tell you, they got a couple big boys there on the line there. Skylar Slade, number 59, and Gavin Ashikian, 295 and 280 pounds respectively there. So they got a nice little push there on that last play.
And 1st and 10 for Oakwood. And they sweep it to the outside, a little bit more room this time. And he gets about 8 yards, 7 yards. An excellent carry to the outside this time for number 24.
Alex Anderson on the carry.
Tristan Cox, number 70, with a nice clear out there. He created a nice little hole there off the left side there to spring that one open. So I think the linemen got some renewed energy there during that intermission, Luke.
Well, they need something. They're firing off the ball a little bit better here as we wait for the snap. And a sweep again to the outside, and he's going to be just a yard shy of the first down, it looks like. So again, Oakwood with the run, making it very manageable on 3rd down. It's going to be about 3rd and a yard and a half, maybe 2.
Linemen doing a great job picking up the penetration of Arthur. They're sealing them off very nicely there.
And you mentioned that they've been handling the defensive line this time, and you don't see the Arthur lineman 4 yards in the backfield before the play starts to develop. So that's definitely adding to their run game. As we split out 2 to this side of the field. A little bit of a high snap, and it's a downhill run, and it's going to be a first down. Excellent job by Oakwood. 2 first down drives here so far.
And a Comets first down.
Excuse me.
Somewhere professional coaching legend Bill Parcells is smiling here. Good smash mouth. Good. Just create those get those yardage in chunks here,
and like you said, they're keeping Arthur's defense on the field and not letting their offense hop on the field and put more points on the board. And a little bit of a misdirection as Lee keeps the ball, and he gains about 3 yards.
Those linemen are staying home really nicely. And as you mentioned, they're not much of a pursuit
wrapped up by a host of other Knights tacklers.
By the Knights in the backfield there. They're containing them really nicely there. They're giving them all sorts of room, and so far each rush, each play has been positive yardage. So
no setbacks to this point. And Lee is in the backfield taking the snap with 3 running backs again, and they run that sweep to the outside again. He's got a lot of room this time, and he is going to have the first down. Excellent job by Oakwood as Alex Anderson runs for about 12 yards.
Tackle made by Nathan Rose. He stopped at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Comets.
And the Comets again, this is the 3rd first down that they've got on this drive so far with about 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. So a good opening second half drive for Oakwood thus far.
It's gone 36 yards so far.
And they've had the ball for roughly 4.5 minutes. So taking some time off the clock. And
on the carry for the Comets, gain of 5.
Like you said, keeping Arthur's offense off of the field is probably one of the bigger goals.
2nd and 5, ball at the 21-yard line.
And it is going to be second and around 5-6 yards, and they will split out 2 to the far side of the field. And it looks like a handoff up the middle, and he's not going to get very far on that one. Arthur prepared for that run there.
On the carry, good for a gain of 1. He was tripped up there by number 57, Graham Stewart.
Give me a yard. I'll tell you, it's so helpful to have the juniors and seniors to just to keep everyone calm, cool, and collected too. They're almost like extensions of the head coach there, and so you bet during the intermission there they were saying, all right, just treat this game like it's a nothing game, and take it from there.
And got another man in motion. A fake handoff to the outside, as it looks like Parker Lee, excuse me, runs for another first down
inside the 15-yard line. And I'll tell you, you know when good things are happening, when not just the linemen are blocking, but also the position players, the skill players, the running backs, the receivers. So that they're putting it together.
Fagan was on the stop.
I'd like to say that they're wearing out Arthur's defense, but this is the first drive of the second half. They just had a whole, 15, 14, something around there to sit in halftime, and he tries to run outside. There's the penetration behind the line that I was talking about by Tyler Shearing. Excellent pursuit and tackle in the backfield, and they will lose about 4 yards.
I guess it had to happen there. We were talking on this, but
by number 21, Tyler Shearing.
So the first loss of the second half here for Oakwood, as Parker Lee gets these signals from the sideline. Arthur's defense so far has kept Oakwood out of the end zone in this 28-0 lead for Arthur.
It'd be interesting what kind of call you could hear with about 14 yards to go for the first down and 17 yards to go for a touchdown. Yeah, they're going to talk this one over here. They
were taking an awful long time trying to get that play in.
Timeout taken by the Comets.
And they do take a timeout.
They want to score here. I know they wanted to score before too, but even just because you figure as they're keeping the Arthur defense on the field with a bunch of runs and staying in the field of play, they're taking a lot of time too off the clock as well. So they want to put together a good quality drive here. 5.5 to go. By the way, we're coming up on play number 14 of the drive for the Comets. Yeah, this is so they've
eaten up over half of the clock for this quarter. So half the time worn out by Oakwood on the opening drive here.
You would think they'd be up. They'd be the ones up 28-0 here, but you know what though? But you know this. I guess it goes back to treating this like a nothing game. Hey, there's still plenty of time left to at least get some points on the board. They as we mentioned before, these two teams met last year They gave it a good effort, did Oakwood.
And they seem to be a grinded out run, pass occasionally, you know, maybe 7 to 10 passes a game max, and you call it good, and you just run it the rest of the time. And that's what it seems like their offense is built around. Whereas so far Arthur has been on fire with the pass, and not so much, you know, with the run, except to open up their passing game.
All right,
and we have a play in now after the timeout for Oakwood. Parker Lee in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands off a double reverse, and Arthur was prepared.
Were they ever?
They had that read the whole entire way as they try to run a double reverse there, handing off the one back, and then that back hands off to another who tries to run up the middle.
Loss of 4 on the play will make it.
So they have a third and what looks to be about 20, 21 yards. And they split out 3 wideouts this time. And some confusion by the wide receivers here. And the snap. Fakes the handoff, and he's in trouble. Parker Lee running to his right, yep. And I've noticed both of these quarterbacks are left-handed, and they seem to run out to their right quite a bit and try and throw back across the, to the left side. And that makes for a difficult pass.
Applying the pressure.
I'll tell you, when talking to Coach Dirksmeyer, he said they're eerily similar. I'll tell you, both left-handed quarterbacks, both juniors, both pretty poised there. And now we're going to have a timeout, and who's going to be talking this one over there?
Well,
both teams will.
I would assume Oakwood would go for it at this point, being down 28-0.
Absolutely.
And Arthur's probably just saying, hey, we've got the lead. We want to try and keep them at 0. You want your defense to play well throughout the entire game. Don't lose focus.
Exactly. When be, you know what? I would not be surprised. And we did see Oakwood go to the end zone once here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some sort of a pass for the end zone there. Try to.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to have to be for the end zone because the first down marker is only about 1.5 yards out of the end zone. I mean, but if you can get the first down and then go for the end zone, it's just as good. But
just to give your team a little spark there, try to.
You need at least a decent play here to try and, if nothing else, pin Arthur back and as far back as you can, and they're going to attempt a field goal. It looks like.
On to attempt a field goal is number 3, Bennett.
37-yard attempt there, Luke.
And that is number 3, Lane Bennett. The kick is up, and it's going to be a little short. Right on line.
Had the direction, but in the distance department just.
The 37.
And I think maybe Jordan Fegan had a little bit of a scare there, put on the kicker. He got in there and almost had a blocked field goal. And Arthur will take over on the 20-yard line. And Oakwood is set and ready to play defense here. Tyler Shearing in the backfield. You have Jordan Fegan out towards us on the sideline and 2 receivers out to Oakwood's side.
Get a fresh Oakwood defense, see what happens here.
And they hand off. It's a sweep around to the far side for Fegan, who has tremendous speed. There's a flag down in the backfield. And Fegan is taken down around the 42-yard line, but there's 2 flags in the backfield.
There are several penalty flags on the play.
Wouldn't be surprised if one of them was a hold there.
That would be my guess. The initial flag in the backfield looked like it may have been a hold.
Penalty is for holding against the Knights.
And that will bring the ball back. And it will be, I think, a 10-yard penalty.
Back him up to the.
So it'll be a 1st and 20 here for Arthur. From around their 11-yard line.
10-yard penalty will make it 1st and 20, ball right around the 11-yard line.
And Arthur is set to go. Not a bad sweep. Unfortunately, he was called back on a holding penalty against Arthur. And here they go with the same setup. 2 receivers out to the far side. 3 running backs in the backfield with Tyler Schuring. Man in motion, and they'll run the option. Tyler Schuring keeps it himself. An excellent run.
Wow. Made up all those yards lost on the penalty and then some.
And that'll make it about 2nd and 8.
Tyler Schuring on the QB keep.
You mentioned it, Luke, at the top of the telecast there, the speed of Arthur, and boy, and we saw that
ball spotted at the 23-yard line
on the touchdowns there earlier there. Just there, that was good evidence of that right there.
Well, they have that emphasis that speed kills, and right now it's doing good work on Oakwood. And a sweep to the outside, and Fegan will have the first down. And a whole lot more as he makes an excellent cut upfield. And he's going to cross the field again. He is gone. That will be a very long run for Jordan Fegan.
77 yards.
77-yard touchdown.
An excellent run by Jordan Fegan. Wow, he was all over the field for that one. It was originally a sweep to the left side, the far side of the field. And he cut back across the middle side of the field around the 50-yard line to take it to the house.
3rd touchdown for Mr. Fegan there. 2 by way of passes and 1 by way of that electrifying run. Wow, that.
And so Arthur will go up 34-0 as Tyler Schuring gets ready for the extra point. Possibly make it 35 with about 3 minutes and 28 seconds. And he will end his perfect streak on that note.
The PAT attempt is no good.
He was 4 for 4 last week against Hoopson. 4 for 4 before that tonight. And yep.
34.
But that's okay. It's still a nice lead there.
Yeah, 34-0 is it's kind of hard to squander at this point. So about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 3:28 left on the clock. 34-0 in favor of Arthur Lovington. And Oakwood needs some life here. And I know it's 34-0, but it's time to start working on the things that you can improve on and try, get the ball in the end zone. You still got to have a little bit of a spark to want to play, want to make it a much more manageable game.
It's amazing, Luke. The Knights defense was out on that field for a good 5.5 minutes or so to start the half. Then they had to go back on offense, the majority of them, but they still have speed to spare.
Yeah.
Man, that's.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't shown it too much, but I'm sure they have much more speed on the sidelines, too, for the guys that haven't got into play yet.
That's true.
And Schuring is set to kick off. And a high lofty kick to the far side. It's fielded. And he's not going to get very far. About 2 yards maybe on that return. A catch in 2 steps.
Tyler White on
and they'll be about on the 32.
39, Tyler Smith.
As we mentioned, when Arthur Lovington scores 26 or more points from last year and a little bit this year, they are hard to beat.
And they've got 34 right now, so technically, if you look at the books, it's a win already for Arthur.
It's amazing. Last week, when they scored those 59 against Hoopson, more points than any other Little Oak Valley team. In fact, the first half points were 51. That was more than any other Little Oak Valley team last week.
So we know Arthur likes to score. That's going to be the main emphasis, it looks like. And there are several flags on that play there.
Procedure against the Comets.
And too many guys moving at once is again the call, the penalty call here. And we're going to look at about 2nd and 15.
Illegal procedure against the Comets. We'll back them up 5 yards and make it 1st and 15 at the 27.
Well, 1st and 15. Sorry, they didn't lose it down on that one. My mistake. 1st and 15 for Oakwood. As Arthur's defense again looking to pitch the shutout.
I'll tell you, that very first telecast last year of DouglasCountyDigest.com, they pitched a 41-0 shutout to St. Francis de Sales in week 1, and if they can score 40 points here, that second half clock will continuously run, I believe.
And Oakwood snaps the ball, a little handoff up the middle, and there's 3 or 4 Arthur players there. Stop that one for no gain.
Again on the carry for the Comets. Tackle made by number 70, Brandon Baumtrigger.
Brandon Baumtrigger there.
No gain on the play will make it
there defensively for the Arthur Lovington Knights.
So 2nd and 15 here with 2.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
Baumtrigger, a 6'2", 245-pound senior. Looks like some fresh faces there for Dale Sherwin and company. We'll try to mention as many as we can.
And a run up the middle gives them about a 6-yard gain.
He's tripped up by number 20, Mitchell Helton.
Looks like number 10, Nathan Rose in the game there for Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond, along with 14.
Gain of 5 on the play will make it 3rd and 10.
Cole Garman.
So 3rd down and 10 to go for Oakwood. Under 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter. And they're going to keep their same formation here. Oh no, they have 2 split out to the far side on the right-hand side and 1 to the left. He fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right again. A nice pass rolling to his right, and he gets pushed out of bounds. So they'll have about a 4th and 3, it looks like, from here.
Pass complete to number 19, Andrew Curry.
Zach Karachki, nice job of staying home, picking up the blitz there, providing some nice protection there for Lee. I'll tell you, give him some space there, and
gain of 7 will make it
good things invariably happen.
And Oakwood elects to punt. And it looks like number 2, Curtis Plank, is back for Arthur. The switch in the punt return category. And a low snap. And an end, kind of a twister punt. And Curtis Plank really smart about it and lets it go. Lets it bounce around, and Oakwood will down it at about the 8-yard line.
71, Nick White's punt.
So
at around the
a tough punt to handle, spinning sideways. Curtis Plank elects to let it go. And they are back on the 8-yard line.
1st and 10.
And Colton Hackman, number 9 for the Comets, or was it Blake Vincent? We have 2 number 9s in our programs there for Oakwood there. He was coming on very strongly there. So I don't want to take too many chances here, especially in week 2 of the season. And Plank, a very integral part of this Knight team.
And Plank was the first one to score a TD on the opening kickoff. He returned it for 71 yards for a touchdown to open the game. Tyler Schuring in the backfield takes a direct snap, and he takes it for around an 8-yard gain. Good blocking up the field again. Good seal by the tackle, the right tackle for Arthur Lovington, and the running back came out to this side.
Tackle made by Tate Guthrie.
Definitely opening some holes right there for Arthur. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. And 2 wide receivers out to the far side. Jordan Fagan, the wide receiver, split out to this side. As Tyler Schuring gets set to take the snap. Fagan in motion. He takes the handoff, and he's the dangerous one when he gets out in the open. He is still up and finally taken down around the 31-yard line. So a great run by Jordan Fagan.
Jordan Fagan on the carry, good for a gain of 17
He got like
yards.
5 or 6 yards after that contact there. There's some contact
by number 70, Tristan
in the midst of his sweep there. And
number 24, Alex Anderson.
And his strides, it looks like he's running slower than what he is because his strides are so much longer than everybody else's. But he definitely is built for speed, and you can tell with the 2 ginormous runs he's had here in the 2nd half.
Was Fagan one of those basketball players for Arthur Lovington Edwin Hammond. As the
Fagan,
third quarter comes to a close.
The third quarter does come to a close, and I will answer your question
Okay,
at the beginning of the fourth quarter. We'll leave it up in the air here as the score is 34-0. Arthur Lovington over Oakwood, and we will return here in a minute with the fourth quarter.
We will be